Misty streets hold whispers of forgotten power. Within these halls, merchants and guilds hold the fate of kingdoms in their hands. They hold power to shape empires, if bold. Hey everyone. Life in medieval England wasn't the same for everyone. Your social status could dictate everything, from the food you ate to how long you might live. But there was one group that lived a life of power, wealth, and influence: the city guilds. Most people think medieval workers were just peasants, but in cities like London, guilds were the ultimate powerhouses. These weren't just trade groups. They were monopolies, unions, and political machines all in one. Take the Grocers Guild, for example. Unlike modern grocers who sell everyday essentials, these medieval merchants dealt in exotic spices, commodities so valuable that they commanded immense prestige. Imagine walking into a medieval London street and being stopped in your tracks by the smell of cinnamon, ginger, or pepper wafting out of a shop. That was the power of these spices. It wasn't just their aroma, it was their rarity. Spices weren't grown in England. They had to be brought in from distant lands, mostly through Italian trading posts and at great expense. This trade was so lucrative that the grocers had immense wealth, power, and influence in the city. Being a grocer wasn't just about selling spices, it was about controlling an entire market. The Grocers Guild wasn't just a collection of merchants trying to make a living. They were a tightly knit group with significant pull in London. As the city grew and trade flourished, so did the importance of the grocers. Their wealth became so significant that one member could steal a fortune and still remain in the king's good graces. Imagine the audacity of misappropriating funds meant for a royal Christmas gift. You can get away with that if you are a grocer. The Mercers Guild was no different. These merchants specialized in high-end fabrics like silk and wool, catering to the city's elite. In 1348, when the Black Death ravaged London, taking approximately 1/3 of the population, the Mercers' Hall remained full. The Mercers Guild survived because they adapted. They continued trading even when others retreated, showcasing their resilience and resourcefulness. But becoming part of these elite groups wasn't easy. Unlike modern times where anyone can start a business, medieval guilds had a different approach. You couldn't just walk into a hall and declare yourself a merchant. You needed connections, skills, and sometimes even money to buy your way in. Being part of a guild came with privileges. Guild members, or freemen, weren't tied to the land like peasants. They could travel, own property inside the city walls, and even vote for the Lord Mayor of London, a position akin to today's mayor. In short, guild members were the medieval middle class. But not just any middle class. They were rich, politically powerful, and insulated from the hardships that peasants faced. Now let me take you back to the bustling streets of medieval London. Imagine you're strolling past grand halls adorned with intricate designs, each telling tales of wealth and power. The Garter merchant family's home was a testament to their success. The Garter family were mercers, one of the most successful trades in medieval London. Imagine walking up to their house and seeing the sign of the Garter merchant emblazoned above the door. This wasn't just their profession, it was a symbol of their prestige. Their wealth allowed them to build grand homes filled with luxury goods. Just picture entering their home and being greeted by the aroma of spices brought in from distant lands. The walls would be lined with tapestries depicting scenes from biblical stories or heroic legends, and Persian carpets adorning the floors. It wasn't just about the goods they sold. It was about the world they brought into their homes. Each object would tell a story of adventure and faraway lands. In the 1360s, William de Garden set out to expand his family's wealth. He married his daughter Joan to a butcher named John Sherlock. This wasn't just a typical match. It was a strategic move to secure his family's economic future. Imagine attending this wedding and witnessing the coming together of two different worlds, the spice trade and butchery. The reception would have been a grand affair with music, dancing, and feasting. But behind the celebration there was a keen understanding of economics at play. The Butcher Guild was as powerful as the Mercers, and this marriage could only benefit William's ambitions. Through this union, The Garden family expanded their influence, bridging two of London's most powerful guilds. It was a move that laid the foundation for their continued prosperity. The Gardens weren't just merchants, they were also innovators. They recognized the potential of branding and used it to their advantage. The Grocers and Mercers gained prominence not just because of their trade, but also because they understood the value of creating a memorable identity. Just imagine walking into a shop and seeing a sign that reads Gardy, knowing that this family was behind it. It wasn't just a name, it was a promise of quality and trust. They built brand loyalty by selling high-quality products and providing excellent service. Customers came to associate the name Gardy with reliability and excellence. It's a lesson in branding that businesses still follow today, but their influence extended beyond trade. The Garden family actively participated in politics, using their wealth and connections to shape London's direction. They understood the power of networking and used it to their advantage. Members of the Merchant and Drapers Guilds held prominent positions in local government, ensuring their interests were represented. It wasn't enough to just be successful in business. They wanted to be influential in shaping the city's laws and policies. They attended council meetings, advised key figures, and lobbied for policies that benefited merchants. Imagine walking into a town hall meeting and seeing a Garden sitting at the table, discussing plans for the city's future. They were active participants, not just bystanders. They weren't just interested in making money. They also wanted to make a difference. They funded public projects, provided for the needy, and supported the arts. It was a way to give back to the community and ensure their legacy. They built schools, donated to hospitals, and commissioned works of art that celebrated London. Picture walking through the city and seeing a beautiful statue or a painting that a Garden had commissioned, knowing that they had helped bring beauty to the community. It was a commitment to civic duty that went beyond profit. These families weren't content with just one trade. They diversified their interests to create a stable and profitable business model. They invested in multiple ventures, spreading their risks and increasing their revenue streams. Imagine a merchant owning a spice shop, a wool business, and a farm. This diversification ensured that if one trade suffered, they still had other income sources. They were savvy investors, recognizing that a balanced portfolio was key to success. While these families thrived, much of Europe was experiencing famine and hardship. The division between the rich and the poor was stark, especially in the countryside. Peasants faced starvation, while merchants feasted. Let's take a look at some of the statistics that paint a clear picture of this disparity. During the 14th century, the population of England shrank dramatically due to the Black Death. This had a significant impact on the economy. With fewer people working in agriculture, food production declined, leading to widespread famine. The price of grain skyrocketed, making it difficult for ordinary people to afford basic sustenance. On the other hand, the city guilds, especially those involved in trade, saw opportunities amid the crisis. While many retreated, the grocers pressed on, ensuring the flow of vital commodities. This entrepreneurial spirit contributed to their growth and prosperity during a time when many were struggling to survive. It's important to remember that the success of these families wasn't solely based on their social standing. They worked hard to maintain their wealth and influence. They kept meticulous records, managed their finances wisely, and made strategic decisions to ensure their businesses thrived. Their story is a reminder that while privilege can open doors, it's hard work and smart choices that lead to lasting success. If you want to know more about life in medieval London, check out our series on the city's most famous landmark, the Tower of London. From royalty to prisoners, we've got you covered. Click the link in the description below to start exploring. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting historical tales. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.